in Taos, New Mexico. We're gonna go get some Mexican food, but not just any Mexican food. This chef has been classically trained, and he's giving you some really authentic dishes. Matter of fact, he likes to call it a taste of Mexico. This is Antonio's.
Y luego ceviche, street tacos, y chicken fajitas.
There's nothing on his menu that is not high quality.
Crispy salmon tacos.
He takes recipes and makes up his own versions. That's why it's so interesting and so delicious.
Those versions come from Chef Antonio Matusa's Mexican heritage, mashed up with the flavors from his wife Sarah's hometown of Taos.
Ceviche, street tacos, please, table 10.
I used to travel to Mexico, and I get that same flavor.
Mexico has its states, and states have representations of the type of foods that they make. What type of food is this?
We have Veracruz, we have Mexico City, like the Chile Relleno Nogada is from Puebla.
The Nogada is totally unexpected. I've never had anything like that before.
It's a mild green chili filled with beef and pears, and it's just this wonderful, sublime flavor.
What are we into now?
The feeling of the Chile Relleno and Nogada.
In Nogada means in
a nut sauce.
In a nut sauce.
Olive oil, onions, garlic, apples and pears.
Isn't this made at Christmas?
Yeah, it's actually a Christmas dish. Yes, it is.
Point guy!
We're gonna add some raisins here. Salt, black pepper, oregano, some thyme, clove,
Some comino. This is taking it to Christmas. Some cinnamon.
water.
We add the ground beef.
Then I'm gonna add the tomatoes.
How long is this gonna cook down, Chef?
40 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever it's cool, we start stuffing the poblanos.
We'll make the Nogada sauce.
Yeah, the recipe calls for walnuts, but pecans are more flavorful. Add some garlic, a mix of cream cheese, goat cheese, and feta cheese.
Feta. The old feta in Mexico.
Cinnamon, fresh onion, brandy, salt, sugar, and some heavy cream. Milk.
Just drop the hammer.
And that's it.
Delicious. A savory, nutty, sweet sauce.
That's great.
That's the name of our new band. Savory, nutty, sweet sauce. Be performing tonight in Antonio's.
Chile relleno, some beans, some rice, nogada sauce, cotija cheese,
Mexican
some
Parmesan.
cilantro, pomegranate, pico de gallo, cotija on the beans.
Look at that.
This savory spiced meat contrasted with this sweet, salty, nutty sauce. And the little kiss of the pomegranate, the little bite.
I love that you keep it traditional, but you also kind of change it to what you think is going to be better, like using the pecans.
That is one of the more elevated, culinarily professional dishes I've had in a Mexican restaurant.
Chile Relleno and Nogada right here.
This is so good. I like the pomegranate in this.
Absolutely amazing, amazing relleno.
Red snapper, Veracruz.
This is a place where you can get some very creative stuff.
This is like getting a passport into some parts of Mexico maybe you haven't been to.
Chef,
Thank you, Chef.
Thank
You're
you.
awesome. Very
Thank you
talented.
The real deal right there.
Dad, where are we going?
All right, this chef has been on Triple D, been on Triple G. He competed in TOC. And we're in New Hampshire. Where do you think we're going?
Wait, are we going to see Bobby the Butcher?
We are going to see Bobby the Butcher.
Nice.
Not at one of his restaurants, at one of his food trucks with his wife, Stacy. Let's go eat.
I love it.
If you don't know about the Tuckway Tavern, you just have no idea what you're missing.
It is one of the best meals you'll ever eat. Super fresh, super friendly.
How we doing?
It's a place you'll always want to come back.
It's everything. It's a bar, it's a restaurant, they have the butcher shop. It's a real community.
A community I was welcomed into with open arms back in 2016 by Chef Bobby Marcotte and Paul Simblieris. I've never seen anything like this. Did you build the building?
The building was here. We came in and completely renovated it.
Wow. Now, who developed all the recipes?
That would be me.
Bobby thinks outside the box. You know, he's just got a lot of ideas and turns out a lot of good meals.
Chili cheese cornhole up.
So what are we gonna make first?
We're gonna make our meat mixture for our chili cheese cornholes. I got some Angus chuck roll.
Okay.
And some boneless pork butt.
About 1/3, 2/3.
Yep. So in the grinder.
There we go. It's just one grind?
Twice, actually.
Now we go into the spice?
Correct.
This monster amount of spice goes in that little bit of meat?
We go to Flavor Town.
This might be making a brick at the capital of Flavor Town. Mix this up, let it cure for 2 days.
Exactly.
Then we take it to the buffalo chopper?
Correct.
These things are wicked. We're bringing all that fat and meat together. That's what gives you the texture of the hot dog.
Emulsify it with some ice.
Keep it from heating up so it doesn't get gummy. A little of the milk powder helps keep everything together. So a little cheddar, some jalapeno.
And then finish it with American.
Ugh. I should have told everybody at home to mute your channel, and we would have just thrown some subtitles at the bottom. That is loud. So now, roll the ball.
We're gonna steam them for 10, 12 minutes. Now we're gonna make the batter.
Okay, start us off.
Eggs, some milk, cornmeal,
flour, baking powder, baking soda, salt, sugar, and a little butter.
And then we'll dredge the corn holes, dip them in, fry them off at 350.
Exactly.
All right.
So now we're gonna plate.
We're really gonna stuff them in that bag.
Just 3.
So do I dip the whole bag in there too? Look at that.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Chef Bobby, gangster. So I'm here on Tybee Island, which is on US Highway 80. Comes right out of Savannah, and they kind of call this Savannah's Beach. I mean, this place gets totally rocking with the tourists. But this isn't about a tourist joint. Now, this place started as an ice cream shop, but this guy's a trained chef, and he says, I'm gonna take it a different direction. You're gonna love the name, though. This is Sunday Cafe.
Order up buffalo shrimp nachos.
It really is the local hot spot.
All right, guys.
This place is special because it has like a lot of variety.
Need some more green tomatoes on the line, please.
It's just ramped up Southern food. There's always a twist to it.
And it's cooked up by a Tybee native, A.J. Baker, who couldn't leave well enough alone with just an ice cream shop, so he flexed his culinary muscle.
This was ice cream, and we put a bar in and got rid of the ice cream.
Hey, kids, come on down, because there's no more ice cream. But if you want some tequila, but you kept the name Sunday.
Because everybody knew us as Sunday Cafe. We specialize in low country cuisine. We try to use as much of the fresh local vegetables and local seafood that we can get here.
He'll take every day something and turn it into a fine dining experience.
Got a down south grilled cheese.
Got pork belly, got American cheese, chicken breast, collard greens, and Alabama white sauce. It is a lot of sandwich.
Well, let's get into this.
We're gonna brine our pork belly, start with some cold water, apple juice, apple cider vinegar, brown sugar, pickling spice, dill, crushed red pepper, hot sauce, kosher salt,
and a bunch of garlic.
Cook this brine for about 45 minutes, ice it down, and put our pork belly in. Chill it for about 2 days, and it's ready to smoke. Now we're gonna make our collard greens.
Collard greens and grilled cheese?
Yeah, we're in the South. A little oil, diced onion, pork belly, apple cider vinegar, just a tiny bit of water, black pepper, brown sugar, kosher salt, granulated garlic, hot sauce,
Tiny bit.
a little sweet chili sauce.
And a bunch of greens.
Cover them, bring it to boil, and then let it simmer for about 2 hours.
Next up.
Alabama white sauce for our sandwich.
Now, why do you call it Alabama white sauce?
It's mayonnaise-based.
I thought Georgia had their own thing about not being
Well, we'll
Alabama.
call it Tybee white sauce then.
There you go.
Some mayonnaise in a bowl. We're gonna add apple cider vinegar, a little grain mustard, brown sugar, horseradish,
A good amount.
Worcestershire, hot sauce, granulated onion,
And garlic.
house-made Cajun seasoning, black pepper, a little lime juice.
Whisk that up.
We're gonna just season our flour to dredge the chicken. Seasoning salt, a little black pepper, kosher salt, cayenne pepper, garlic powder. There we go. We're gonna take a double lobe chicken breast. We're gonna buttermilk it.
And then
back in the
buttermilk
flour.
again. All this is just for one thing. This must be one great sandwich.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
We're gonna start by toasting our bread and add a little cheese, searing off our smoked pork belly. Just a tiny bit of pork belly, fried chicken, a little bit of these collard
You're not
greens.
serious.
Serious. The Alabama white sauce. We're gonna top it off. That's it.
This is so not even close to being a grilled cheese. There's just a whisper of cheese. I know I'm gonna end up wearing some of this sandwich. The fried chicken is spot on. The pork belly is so tender and delicious. The collard greens are money. The Tybee white sauce is delicious. Acid and fat, that little bit of that horseradish coming through. Outstanding. I mean, like, really a great sandwich.
All right, we got it down south out. Let's go.
You can't go wrong with pork belly and chicken.
I mean, it's got a lot of flavors going on in it.
I'm from Alabama, and I don't remember any Alabama white sauce at home being this good.
When you're eating fried chicken, you usually get asked, you want the breast, you want the thigh, or you want the drumstick? Well, unless you're in Potterville, Michigan, where they ask, hey, how do you want your gizzards? Welcome to Joe's Gizzard City. Truly one of a kind.
All right, gizzards up.
Half a dozen gizzards.
If you say it tastes like chicken, I'm leaving.
No, you've already had a dozen. This is the only place you're gonna want to try it. Everywhere else is gonna taste like you bit into your tennis shoe or your belt.
I haven't seen my belt in years. There's plenty more on the menu. The burger.
Can't get a better cheeseburger than Joe's.
The massive fish and fries.
Look at the size of that.
Even deep-fried desserts.
This is kind of an off-the-wall, unusual place to go.
But with a name like Joe's Gizzard City, you know why I'm here.
Gizzards up.
And they're the best gizzards in the world.
Who else has gizzard?
Alligators and earthworms.
Thank goodness we're serving them from chickens. That great idea came from Joe Sr., who took over his father's chicken joint in 1968.
We don't like to waste anything, and they turn out to be quite a deal.
Explain exactly what the gizzard is to me.
That's a grinder, a
It's like a second stomach. You're not eating the working part of the stomach.
Good, because I don't like anything that has a job. Oh, so that's the muscle of it.
The muscle of it, yeah.
The muscle around here is Joe Jr., who's taken over for his dad.
I was working through the corporate structure
Of restaurants?
about 7, 8 years ago. So, you know, it's time to come back and work for the family.
And take over the Gizzard Empire.
That's right.
That's gnarly.
We're actually going to pressure cook the gizzards.
And why?
You have to tenderize the gizzard, or else it's going to taste like shoe leather.
So that's why most people don't eat gizzards at home.
Correct.
What seasonings do we put in it?
All right, we're going to have garlic powder, celery salt, and salt.
Now we lock and load.
Lock and load, baby.
Don't those look precious?
Joe's famous batter mix.
Now, what is this?
A special flour.
Where's it come from?
I can't tell you that.
It has like a cornstarch consistency, but it's not cornstarch.
You never know, but it's a special flour.
Thanks a lot. So if I figured out this one, I'm gonna take some of that home with me and find out. Now, water. I'm gonna get you a mixer for Christmas.
Oh, please.
This arm is leaving up. Look at that, like a python going to snap at you.
All right, here we go.
I didn't need that many. I don't want to waste.
Oh, you're gonna want more than this.
Burn, baby, burn. Is that enough?
Yes.
I don't want to be a hog and have them all. Seriously, save some for yourself.
Oh, you'll love this.
Mmm. Look tender. You know what? I think they're quite tasty, actually. I think the seasoning that you pressure cook them in, that makes a big difference. The batter is killer.
Don't get gizzards anywhere else.
These gizzards are the best.
And deep frying ain't your only option.
Naked Cajun gizzard.
I got the garlic and herb, and it's really good.
Hey, put them in an omelet. Is that a gigantic gizzard?
That's a piece of chicken. I got the combo plate. Best of both worlds.
Oh, you can. You can get the outside and inside. You can get the outside and inside. So I'm here in the Southampton Township of New Jersey to check out a classic stainless steel diner from 1953. But unfortunately, it's not here anymore. Now, what I found when I stopped by in 2016 was this monster, big enough to handle the regulars back then, and the crowds coming in now. This is Vincenttown Diner.
Vincenttown Diner, it's not what you'd expect from a diner.
Salmon burger in the window.
It's good to have Triple D come out. You've got owners that actually care about the food and they care about your experience.
Welcome. Well, Jimmy has always been here, and before that, it was his father.
You could say this was owner Demetrius, AKA Jimmy Melissarado's home away from home. Were you raised in this diner?
Yeah.
Were you working here as a kid?
Yeah. My father and his two brothers bought the old Vincenttown Diner, and they ran it successfully for many, many years.
Did your dad know that you bought it, or had your dad passed?
He passed.
He's the guy in the blue suit?
Yep.
Oh, he's happy, man. He's got to be proud that his kid's taking over.
They just put a great quality touch on their food, and they got a chef that's pretty top-notch.
That's Chef Jason Edgar.
Pick up Mile-High Meatloaf.
Let's talk about what we're making.
Mile-High Meatloaf.
Why is it Mile High?
It's about this high off the plate.
No, it's not.
It's pretty big.
Seriously?
It's big. We got our ground beef, 75-25.
Going big.
Ground Italian sausage, green and red peppers, white onions that I've cooked down for a long time.
Yeah, when people put raw veggies in meatloaf, it drives me crazy.
No. Now I got some panko breadcrumb that I've crushed some roasted garlic into, and then milk.
So you got your panade.
Yes. Beaten organic eggs, some of the meatloaf sauce.
What do we got?
We got some ketchup, maple syrup, steak sauce, hot sauce, Montreal steak seasoning.
Doctor?
And just some salt and pepper.
So we'll take this into the pan.
Pack it in.
So in the oven, what temp?
350, about an hour and a half. Then we bring it out, we brush some more of that meatloaf sauce on the top.
Got it.
Put it back in
Let it glaze.
glaze.
Got it.
Then we let it cool, we unmold, we slice it, gets seared on the flat top.
Make the magic happen, baby.
We're gonna go down with a nice scoop of our roasted garlic mash, one piece of meatloaf, another scoop of mash.
I get the Mile High thing now, Chef.
We're gonna go on with our gravy, a little frizzle, some of our veg mix.
I don't eat a lot of meatloaf, so I keep this petite dancer's figure.
Yes.
Wow. Oh, look at me, I can't stop eating it.
Before Triple D, we were doing about 80 pounds or so of meatloaf a week. Now we do well over 150.
I'm here at Jackson, Wyoming, about a half block off the town square, right in front of the Pink Garter Theater. Now, back in the day, this was the theater that you came to catch a musical or a play. Now it's where you come to see some rockin' bands. And speaking of rockin', locals around here tell me you want some rockin' pizza, you gotta go to the joint right under the theater. This is Mickey G's Pizzeria. These pizzas are the creation of chef and owner Tom Fay, who came back home after culinary school and opened this joint in 2011. When did you get the brainchild to open up the pizza joint?
Knowing that we needed to fill a niche in town, serve pizza by the slice, and just...
So no one was doing pizza by the slice?
No, just needed to be up to par. We needed some good pizza in town. Funky chicken.
I love the funky chicken pizza. It's probably one of the most delicious pieces of pizza I've had.
Time to get down with the funky chicken.
Starts with the chicken. Chicken breasts. Some fresh chopped basil.
A boatload of garlic.
Lemon slices. And oil.
So how long are we gonna let this marinate?
24 hours.
24 hours into a sheet pan, then in the oven. And we're gonna cook it at this 525?
575.
575. All right, how long we been in?
25 minutes.
That smells awesome.
Dust the peel here.
Is this a cornmeal and flour?
Yep.
You hand throw all this?
Hand tossed. It's the only way to go.
Whoa!
Hey now.
I like that. Okay, first up, pesto.
Fresh basil pesto. Mozzarella cheese. Another roasted chicken. Artichoke hearts.
Red onions.
And ricotta cheese.
Here we go.
575.
For how long?
10 minutes.
Look at that. That's not hot at all. When the pesto's boiling on the pizza, note to self.
Let it cool.
Let it cool, fool. Roasting the chicken with the garlic, outrageous. Making your own pesto, over the top. A little bit of that ricotta coming in, creaminess, saltiness. How did you come up with the name Funky Chicken?
Funky chicken is just one of my favorite dances.
Oh. There's one other person that I know the Funky Chicken is one of her favorite dances. Let's get Aunt Polly on the phone.
Hey, honey.
Hi, Aunt Polly. How are you? I'm at a joint in Jackson, Wyoming, and they have a pizza called the Funky Chicken.
No way.
Can you give me a little Funky Chicken?
Sure.
Okay, here we go.
Ready? How funky is your chicken? How loose is your goose?
All right.
Thank you, Polly. Thank you, Polly.
I'm right outside of Leavenworth, Washington on Highway 2, and I look to my right and I go, wait a second, I'm not in New Jersey, but look at that beautiful, sparkling diner. I gotta check it out. This is the 59er Diner. And even though this old school spot has hit a few bumps in the road, owner, wild man Joe Canada, cheese stick, burger, keeps the joint rocking and rolling.
It's classic diner food at its finest.
Mozzarella sticks with homemade marinara.
The mozzarella sticks are so good.
The dipping sauce is out of this world.
Mozzarella sticks.
The mozzarella sticks are amazing.
The mozzarella is hot and fresh. They crunch, they pull.
The marinara is really good.
It's like you take your mozzarella sticks very seriously.
We got an egg wash here. We're gonna throw a few spices in. Sugar, garlic powder, a little oregano, paprika, dry mustard, lemon pepper, black pepper.
Goes right in the egg wash.
Right in the egg wash.
Okay. You want some milk in this too?
Just a touch. Okay, that's good.
We have the beautiful mozzarella logs that were cut into the precise
5/8 of an inch, 5/8 by 5/8.
There you go.
Flour on them, then you gotta knock the flour off.
Went to the egg wash.
Into the panko. So you go like this, and then hit the ends. We're gonna batter them again.
The little roll thing is interesting. So it keeps it from being square. Now it becomes a little bit more round. After they set up for a couple hours, they'll fry at 350.
That's right. We're gonna serve them with some fresh marinara.
All right, Big Joe.
Throw a little olive oil in the bottom. It's all about garlic. Just a hint of brown in there, and the plum tomatoes. Very nice. A little more tomato.
He's doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You go and rinse these cans with water to get every little last bit of the tomato out of there. A little bit of the water in there.
A little salt, a little sugar, oregano, a little Italian seasoning.
And we'll let this cook down how long, Joe?
Just 45 minutes or an hour. Cheese sticks, a little marinara.
And that's all she wrote.
Ooh, that's gooey.
That's what I'm talking about. The fact that you can contain all the cheese inside of this without having the blowouts is outstanding, because that's one of the biggest challenges. You fry it just the right amount to where the cheese is melted, not too oily, and you still got really nice crunch. That's a legit cheese stick. I'm here in Wellborn, Texas, with a squeaky windmill and a dirt parking lot. Gives me a hankering for some good old Texas grub. You know, something like a Philly cheesesteak sandwich or a sausage and peppers. Hey, how about at this diner over here? It's an actual New York diner from the 1940s, shipped out and restored in the middle of Texas.
This is the authentic thing.
This is the real deal.
Couldn't get any more real. An authentic old diner from upstate New York, plopped down just 5 miles from Texas A&M University.
I'll tell as many people as I can to come out here and check it out.
To come and
It's
check
different.
Thanks to this guy.
These are the best.
Rich Risbon.
I grew up eating these.
A transplanted Philadelphian who's turning Texans onto the food he grew up with.
Delicious.
Grew up in an Italian family. My grandparents, great-grandparents came from Sicily and stuff, so we always had, you know, authentic food.
Now, Rich is teaching Texans you can put red sauce on almost anything.
I've never had meatloaf with marinara sauce, but this is the best.
And he's knocking them over with his Italian sausage and pepper sandwich.
Reminds me of New York.
And it is to die for.
Well, we start out with fresh vegetables and then put them on the grill, season them a little bit.
Coming in behind. Tell me about the sausage.
It's very authentic. Lots of fennel, lots of crushed red pepper in it. It's got a nice spice flavor to it. It comes actually out of Chicago.
Chicago-style sausage, or?
Oh, it's actually from Chicago. So.
What, do you have like a cousin that flies in on a weekly basis?
They got a few Italians there too.
So that's working right next to the peppers and onions, and then some of the rendering down, some of the fat coming off of the sausage helps get into the flavors of the peppers and onions.
Gives it more flavor.
Right on top of it. A little provolone.
A little smoked provolone.
Smoked provolone?
Smoked provolone.
Smoked provolone.
Gives a little extra more flavor.
Wow. So where do the rolls come from?
Those actually come out of New Jersey.
You know, you are supposed to buy things in the state in which you're...
We do. We get our tomatoes from here.
I'm gonna burn my mouth, I can already tell, but I'm such a junkie for it. I'm here in a cool little town called Geyserville in the Northern California wine country to check out a place that I kind of have some history with. I imagine a coach feels really proud when one of his players turns pro, because that's how I feel when one of my guys that's worked with me in my restaurants ventures out to open his own place. That brings us here to Catelli's.
Here we go, folks. Get your food ready.
Where Nick Catelli
What do we got, DC?
and his sister Dominica
Spaghetti DC sauce.
have come home.
My Nani and Nano, Virginia and Santi, opened Catelli's in 1935.
And Nick and Dominica figured
Table 11.
they'd be running it someday.
Because we've always dreamt of it.
But the family lost the business back in '91.
Hello, Mama. Hey, Papa.
Once that happened, my sister and I were very adamant. We will open this again, and it will be the family business.
And it is, since they took over a year ago.
Sliders here, sweetie.
And started serving the old Catelli classics.
Nani's minestrone.
How does the food taste?
It's delicious.
Chicken sauté sick.
I just absolutely love it. Ravioli coming up.
With the butter garlic sauce, it's delicious.
It's thin, it's cooked to perfection. All made by hand every day.
Seriously, just like Grandma Catelli's.
We are making the rab filling. The pork butt.
So you cut the strips.
Before it goes into the grinder.
I want that as a ringtone.
So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the slurry that seasons the pork with Chardonnay, whole black peppercorns, fennel seed.
Principal items in sausage.
Yes, red pepper flakes, fresh thyme, ton load of garlic, fresh ground nutmeg, and salt. We don't have a lid for our blender anymore
In
for some
true
reason.
Catelli style.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's ready to roll. That goes in here, then we just squish it, and this is going in the fridge for 2 days.
To really let those flavors come out.
Absolutely.
What in the world are we into now?
We're gonna roast off the meat. Big beef chunks.
Chicken.
Skin on, and then here's our house-made sausage. If you can grab the olive oil.
Got it.
And give me a good douse and drizzle on here and salt and pepper, and we're gonna roast this.
Going at 450 for how long?
30 to 40 minutes. We have to mix all our veg.
Okay.
Onion, celery, garlic, extra virgin olive oil, Swiss chard.
Look at this. Such great texture, great flavor.
Salt, pepper, yep, and then that's gonna go
Into the oven?
for about 40 minutes.
All right.
You're gonna dump the meat
And the juices.
into there.
Smells awesome. So the bread gets mixed in.
Let's get all the veg in there. Now we're gonna put the pecorino
Okay.
and Parmesan,
Thyme.
basil,
Italian parsley?
Yes.
This smells so good.
rosemary, salt, some pepper, sage, and then eggs.
Then we're gonna go back to the grinder.
Yes.
Now, I can't hold this and be over there eating any of that at the same time.
That's part of the plan.
Look at that.
And you can taste it at this point.
You put that in a flip-flop, that would taste good. All right.
We're making the dough for the ravioli. Put the eggs in, and then we're gonna pour the Ethiopia Zero flour.
Super fine flour. So mix it up, pull it out, knead it a little bit more, let it rest.
Yes, and we're gonna cut off a piece, roll it out.
How many times is this gonna go through?
11.
You got 27 hours in a day here?
So this is gonna be round 1. Crank it down and just keep going. Okay, we're going down to 1, and this is when we're gonna read the newspaper. Can you read it?
That's nuts.
So the meat filling.
It's just like therapy. I feel good about me.
Okay, we're moisturizing. Lay this on top, press down, and we're gonna make our little square, so then you can make it pretty.
Then we're gonna quick freeze them, and please, after that, can we eat?
Yes, let's boil the wraps. When they float to the top, we're gonna pull them out.
What fantasticness are you tossing that in?
Butter, garlic, salt, parsley, and a pinch of Parmesan cheese. Manja.
Wow. So tender, delicate, and so rich. Small, dainty, handmade perfection is what this is. This is one of the best raviolis I've ever had.
We have Catelli's meat raviolis. Pasta is done perfect. It's wonderful.
Yeah, when I think small town, middle America, I think farming and families, people coming into town to get their supplies. But how about a place that's been open for business for more than 110 years and serves, now get this, over 24,000 pieces of fried chicken a week? That's right, 24,000 pieces of fried chicken a week. I heard this, and I had to come check out Aisha's here in Okarche, Oklahoma. Who was the one that emailed me, said I had to come check this joint out? You emailed me?
I did. I emailed you in February.
Why did you send this to me?
It's got a lot of history behind it. Known as one of the oldest bar in Oklahoma and best fried chicken in the state.
Just ask anyone here. How's the fried chicken?
Here we go.
Chicken started in 1960. My brother George, he would cook them on an old cast iron skillet on a stove.
George passed away back in 1964, but his brothers Ed,
looking good,
and Paul,
doing fine,
are still serving it the only way you can get it.
Be careful, it's hot.
The way we've always done it, don't change a thing.
One whole cut-up bird at a time.
Loading them up.
Only now it takes 8 electric fryers just to keep up.
All right.
How do we commence the chickenation?
First of all, we're going to make our breading. Wheat flour.
And why wheat flour?
That's what my brother started with.
Okay, so a lot of this goes to do with your brother.
He made the recipe. Now we have some cornmeal, some salt, a little bit of baking powder.
Now we're not marinating this chicken or anything?
No, a little bit of sugar, paprika, and a couple other spices that I'm not telling anybody.
Can I taste it?
Tastes like paprika to you though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And with some other stuff.
No, yeah, it definitely got some other stuff. But you know what? Out of respect to what you're doing here and how long this has been going on, I ain't gonna say it.
Okay. Now I've got to mix it all up. You're the first person other than family in 40-some years that have seen anybody mix this. You ready?
All right.
To dust some chicken, okay. The whole chicken at a time.
So even on your birthday, you can't come in and just get all wings?
No. Nope. That's the way it always was. That's the way it's going to be.
Because that's what your brother was.
That's what he did, and we're not changing any of that.
Could dig that. Well, what temperature are you running these? 350?
330.
Yeah. So it doesn't cook it as fast to get it as brown as fast. It makes sure that you cook that meat all the way through.
Yeah.
And how many minutes does it take to cook a chicken?
15 minutes.
I thought that the wings cook a little faster than the breasts.
That's what we've always done.
That's just the way we do it. So how about this? New rule. Quit asking questions.
What do you like the best? I'll put them on top.
Oh, I'm a wing and thigh kind of guy. Well, this is just ridiculous because it's molten hot right now.
I know.
Excellent, man. Super tender and juicy. The skin turns into a nice crust because of the flour and the cornmeal. But boy, it's good. It's cooled down to a point now where I can just start shoveling it in.
Well, I thought my mother's chicken was the best, but this is the best chicken I've ever had.
It's just good chicken.
How often you guys come here?
As often as we can drive in from Norman.
How far is that from here?
A good hour.
Seriously, you guys drive an hour to go here?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for the email. I appreciate it. And
No problem.
just
I
so
love
you
your
know,
show.
Everybody just get a real close look at her. This is the one you blame when everybody comes here.